So new Chucky Season 3 clip is out now, likely for Episode 1 Murder at 1600 or 16,000, aka the White House address. It's kind of odd that I specified that. Let's talk about it and let me explain. Now this clip is 30 or so seconds and features James Collins, aka the Devon Sawa character of this season, aka the President of the United States, next to his wife Charlotte, or in this elevator with his wife Charlotte, aka played by Laura Jean Korostetsky, who, if like you didn't previously know, played kind of this really weird nun that was worshipping Chucky in season 2 in the incarnate Lord inside the Catholic Christian school or whatever, and she was kind of a batshit weirdo. But it's really cool to see her taking on the kind of reins as the same kind of thing as Devon Sawa, playing a different character but as the same actress in the show, and it's just really cool and funny in my opinion. Also in the scene is the little kid Henry, who is kind of like, our new Andy kind of, character with the little kid with Chucky and everything and all of that, and will probably likely be manipulated a little bit by Chucky, next to his older brother, or kind of a bit smuggier looking character and everything, or older brother named Grant, who is kind of just seems a little angry always in every photo and video that I've seen so far. So now in the clip, basically what is being said is Devon Sawa's character James is basically saying, oh, I don't know, I'll call him on a hard line when I get downstairs. Now where is he specifically talking about where he's going to call someone on a hard line? Now a hard line is kind of a landline, old style analog phone that does not utilize the internet or cable to work, and is basically plugged into the wall with a phone jack. I'm pretty sure most people watching this video knows exactly what a hardline phone is. Don't know why I'm explaining, or I don't know why I'm explaining it. Now this seems kind of interesting because obviously these do not utilize the internet, meaning it's used for safety, and so people can't easily get into the calls and all of that. And yeah, I wasn't born around the time those things were around, so maybe it was easy to get into the calls. Who knows? But I think it's just used for safety because it's not connected to the internet or whatever, so hackers, Now where specifically are they going down to? Because he says I'll call them on a hard line, and I don't know who them is, maybe the press, maybe someone else inside the kind of White House, but he says I'll call them when I get down there. Now I feel like they're going towards the down towards the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, or PEOC, or Peacock, which is kind of funny because Chucky's going to Peacock. It kind of sounds like that. I don't think they thought that far ahead, but and it's kind of like a bunker-like structure underneath the east wing of the White House, which is pretty much an area for the president to be able to communicate while also being secure and safe, just into this bunker below the White House, aka the East Wing. Now, why would they have to be down there? I'll get to that later. So pretty much he tells this mystery person on the phone, tell Melanie, or yeah, I think her name is Melanie, to prep a statement saying, I don't know, just tell her to make something up until I can fill in the blanks, till I figure out what the hell is going on. Now, this kind of reminds me, or makes me think, that this is the exact night that kind of woman that asked him, oh, did you find the letter opener, is going to die, because it kind of seems like the same lighting, same night and everything, and that would probably make the president have to go down into shelter, is if they find a dead body, aka the woman's throat slit, or something that Chucky goes after, where he gives this kind of devious, horror, scary look. And kind of this weird thing that happens is their kind of secret services all around them, security intel or security detail or secret service or security is all surrounded around them, and he this kind of security guard or secret service man Teddy brings Henry his kind of his good guy doll, aka Chucky, likely very much Chucky. And obviously Charlotte's to Henry saying oh, what do you say, thank you Teddy, and all that, and he's oh, you're welcome sir. But it's kind of weird because where did he get this doll from? Because obviously in Devon Sawa's character James, the president of the United States, says in one of the teaser trailers saying I can't find his doll's gone missing. And then this lady, maybe her name's Melanie, finds the doll and gets her throat slit and everything, and I think her name's Melanie, kind of the secretary of the president and everything, where she's prepping statements for the press and all of that. But then obviously Chucky comes along, slits her throat when she finds him, and everything is just looking around for a doll. Maybe actually the president, maybe James sends her to go look for the doll and everything, but she doesn't, obviously she goes missing, because obviously when the security guard, or secret service guy brings back the doll to the kind of elevator, he's kind of just yeah, he doesn't bring up a dead body where he found the doll next to, so maybe Chucky moved the body, maybe he went to somewhere else where the dead body was going to be found later on. But also now, why are they going down to the bunker if it's not for the dead body? Maybe someone tripped an alarm, broke into the White House. Maybe Chucky tripped an alarm. Who knows? That is actually a pretty convincing theory, honestly. So yeah, that's pretty much the clip, is they kind of Henry gets his doll back and everything. Grant, Charlotte, James are now in the elevator, and they turn the key, which obviously, like I said, it's very likely this kind of underground bunker under the east wing of the White House, because why would they need a key to go down unless you need a key to go down every part of the White House? Although, isn't the White House only on like 1 or 2 floors, so why do they need an elevator? Although there's for like, potentially for, I don't know why I'm getting into the logistics of it. I'm really gonna heavily assume it's the underground bunker and everything under the east wing to basically get him safe for anything, because obviously the alarm maybe has been tripped, maybe the dead body's been found, who knows? But who knows? I don't know. And I kind of might as well go over these kind of season 3 images we got a few days ago, maybe a week ago. So at the first image, we basically see Henry, Grant, Charlotte, and James all sitting at the table for like maybe dinner or something. Henry's obviously reading the name of the episode, or kind of the name of the episode, which is Ghost at 1600, which really the episode will be named Murder at 1600 because it's Chucky and I think you gotta have that. And James is kind of on his phone, and I don't know if this is the night before or after all of this shit goes down. I'll assume the night before, but if it's after, maybe James is on his phone looking at the statements and everything, all kind of like the issues surrounding the situation that happened, aka a dead body in the presidential house or White House. So maybe there isn't really an insane amount to kind of get out of this image, unless like you see Henry looking up right here and maybe like Grant says something to him, because he kind of seems like he would be that kind of brother, because in one of the images you see like kind of Grant looking up, kind of giving like a look and everything, James maybe defending like Henry and everything, and maybe Grant's like saying some shit to Henry. I don't know, he just seems like that kind of brother. And one of the big parts of like these images is all of them, like Grant, Henry, James, and Charlotte and everything, the presidential family at a funeral, and there's kind of like a red, white, and blue flag over this coffin. So maybe it's the woman who got murdered in the White House, maybe it's another Secret Service member, because I'm not sure if they would have this exact same treatment for a secretary or kind of like somebody like that. I feel like they would only have it for a Secret Service member or someone like that. So we'll see. Maybe it's the secretary, aka Melanie, or if her name is even Melanie, who knows? Or maybe it's just, like I said, another Secret Service or kind of security detail character or person or people. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about in the video. We have our first official Chucky season 3 clip or scene, and it's really cool. It's cool. Although so far a lot of people have acknowledged that we have not seen the core 3 yet, or Andy or Kyle, basically like Jake, Devin, Lex. We've seen none of them yet, and I feel like they're really holding off on that to the trailer and just giving us kind of a deep dive of what like the first episode or 2 are gonna be of Chucky season 3, aka inside the White House and all of that. There are some plot details that came out, although I'm kind of deciding whether if I want to make a video on that, because obviously it's a bit shaky and it comes from one person / source. So maybe I'll cover it, maybe on a live stream more of so, which I do want to go live a little bit more and everything. But yeah, so as that's all I want to talk about in today's video, what are your thoughts? What do you think of this, Chucky season 3 clip? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's not cool? Are you interested? Are you not interested? Are you entertained? Not entertained? You know the drill. Why do you think they're going down to the underground bunker under the White House under the East Wing? Or do you think that's even where they're going? Do you think this is because of Chucky's murder? Do you think it's another reason, like maybe he tripped the alarm, or just another reason in general? And kind of, yeah, what do you think is going to happen in this episode? Because I'm really interested to see, what people think is going to happen in this episode, because it's not that far out. Like this episode 1, I think even post on the Chucky social media, this episode is 3 weeks out, or maybe even 2 now, depending on when I upload this video, hopefully today. Although I may not hit my 2 p.m. deadline, although I'm kind of looking to adjust that in the first place anyway. But so yeah, what are your thoughts? As per usual, all sources will be linked down below. Thanks for watching. A peace, my amigos, and peace out.